Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and these are the best features and some important tips and tricks for your Vivo X21. Now I'll be covering the best features first, then I'll be talking about the tips and tricks. So if you're bored anywhere, just skip ahead, but make sure you check out the tips and tricks section for sure. Now with that said, the first best thing about this phone is definitely its in-display fingerprint scanner. This phone really has a fingerprint scanner under the display. Now even when the display is on or off, you can't see the fingerprint scanner, not even a trace of it. But the display always lights up to show you where to place your finger to unlock the phone. As you can expect, fingerprint scanner is not super fast, but it is fast enough. We also have 3 different animations to choose from, and I like the default one better. Now the next best thing about this phone is definitely its display. Unlike the Vivo V9, this phone comes with a 6.28-inch Super AMOLED display with Full HD Plus resolution and the display notch. As this is a Super AMOLED display, colors look really vivid, sunlight legibility is great. On the whole, this phone has a really good display. Now next we have short refocus. Now unlike other phones which simply take a portrait shot, on this phone you can actually select a focus point and change the amount of blur effect we want before taking a picture and even after taking a picture. Now the next best thing about this phone is the performance. This phone sports a Snapdragon 660 processor with Adreno 512 GPU. It is definitely not as powerful as the OnePlus 6 with the Snapdragon 845, but it is sufficiently powerful for a normal user. Next, we have navigation gestures. Now just like the iPhone X, we have navigation gestures on this phone. Once you enable it, you can swipe from the left side for toggles, swipe at the center to go home, swipe and hold for recent tabs, and swipe on the right side to go back. If you don't like this setup, you can swap the left and right gestures. Next we have quick switch. If you're going to use navigation gestures, we have this feature called quick switch, where you can easily switch between applications by simply swiping left or right at the bottom of the screen. I find it really useful. Next we have always on display. Now the area near the fingerprint scanner on this phone is always on. You can easily know where the fingerprint scanner is all the time. But if you want to see more information like the time and notification stuff on the display all the time, we can do it on this phone. We also have different clock styles and the option to enable it at a specific time, which I think is really handy. Next we have double click to light. Now just like the name suggests, once you enable this feature, you can double tap the screen to wake it up. This goes very well with the face unlock feature. Just double tap the screen to wake it up, and once your camera sees your face, it will immediately unlock the phone. Next we have hi-fi audio. This phone comes with a dedicated hi-fi chipset AK4376A, so if you're an audiophile, you will definitely get a better audio experience on this phone. In the sound settings, you also get to choose which application uses hi-fi audio and which doesn't. You also get an equalizer to change the sound settings according to your preference. Next we have face unlock. Now just like all the previous Vivo phones, even this phone comes with a super fast face unlock feature. Setting it up is super easy. In good lighting conditions, it is definitely faster than the fingerprint scanner on this phone. Even in low lighting conditions, it is really fast. Next, this phone even has 4K video recording option for both the front and rear cameras. Now that's a new thing. Next, we have some camera gestures. First one is touch to capture. Simply touch the screen to capture the shot. Next, we have voice capture. Now, once you enable this feature, every time you say cheese, your phone will take a picture. Cheese. 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 Now, the final gesture is palm. Just show your palm to your camera and it will take a picture in 2 seconds. I find this really handy while taking selfies. Next, we have live photo mode. Simply enable it. Every time you take a picture using the front or rear cameras, it'll record few seconds as video and link it with your picture. And you can check out that video in this way. It just adds a little story to every picture you take. Next we have a feature called App Clone that allows us to use 2 versions of the same application. We just need to enable this toggle and go to the home screen and enter the edit mode by simply long pressing an icon. And you'll be able to see the plus button for the applications that support this feature. As of now, very few applications like WhatsApp, Facebook and Instagram support this feature. Next we have Smart Split. All the phones running Android Nougat and above offer split screen mode, where we can use 2 applications side by side. But Vivo offers a stripped down version of it even in 2018 after all these years. It only works on few applications like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and so on. I really wish Vivo could support split screen mode for all the applications. Vivo also offers us a quick gesture to open the split screen mode. Simply swipe down using 3 fingers in a compatible application to open split screen mode. If the application is not supported, you'll simply get an error, and if it is supported, it'll open that application in a split screen mode, and in the second window, you can choose the compatible applications. Once the split screen mode is on, you can click at the center for additional options. You can close either of the windows, swap them, or choose a different application. Next, in settings, we have this option called Smart Click. It's a quick shortcut to allow you to perform some actions when you press and hold the volume down button when the display is off. I prefer to use the flash. When the phone is locked, press and hold the volume down button to toggle the flash. By the way, it doesn't work if you're playing some music. You can also choose to record audio, open the camera application, and do other stuff. Next, we have one-handed mode. This phone has a massive screen, and obviously you need two hands to use this phone. But for some reason, if you want to use this phone single-handedly, or maybe unlock the passwords or use the keyboard single-handedly, you can do all that from these settings. To completely shrink the screen, you can do this gesture. You can do it again to maximize the screen. Next, we have 3-finger screenshot. Before I show you how to use that, let me show you how to take a normal screenshot. Simply press the volume down and power button both at the same time to take a screenshot. Now coming back to the 3-finger screenshot, simply enable it and simply swipe up using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. It is super handy and I really love this feature. Next we have long screenshot. Now once you take a screenshot, you'll get a small preview on the top right corner of the screen. Now if you want to take a long screenshot, click the long screenshot button. Your phone will take a long screenshot. Next we have air unlock. If you don't have a password set to your phone, you can simply wave your palm over the proximity sensor to unlock the phone. I wouldn't recommend you using this feature, simply disable it and make sure you set up a good password for your phone. Next we have some gestures like double tap to sleep. Now once you enable this feature, you can simply double tap on an empty area on your home screen or your lock screen to lock your phone. This is kind of a unique feature and I wish we could do it even from the status bar. Next we have rise to wake. And just as the name suggests, once you enable this feature, when you simply pick up your phone, screen lights up and shows you the lock screen. If you have enabled face unlock, it will instantly unlock the phone, which is a really nice experience. Next we have smart keep bright. Once you enable this feature, your phone will use the front camera to see if you are using the phone. And if you are using the phone, it will keep the screen on. It's a cool feature, but it will drain the battery a little. Next we have a lot of smart call features, which I would recommend you to check them out yourself. You can put the phone near your ear to lift the call, hold it in the hand to turn on the speaker mode, swipe over the proximity sensor to lift the call and do some other stuff. Next, we can shake the phone to turn on the flash. Once you enable this feature, you can shake your phone in the lock screen or the home screen to turn on the flash. You can press the power button to turn it off. If you enable double tap to sleep, it is kinda hard to use this feature. Next, we have tilt to zoom pictures. Once you have enabled this feature, open the gallery application and select any picture. Now you can tilt the phone to zoom in and zoom out. Next we have smart reminder. Once you enable this feature, every time you have a missed call or a notification, once you pick up the phone, you will get a gentle reminder. Next we have smart low volume. Once you enable this feature, for ringtones, alarms and timers, volume will go down automatically once the phone sees your face. Next we have super screenshot. I've already shown you how to take the regular screenshot, 3-finger screenshot and the long screenshot, but this one still offers a lot of things related to the screenshot. So to use the super screenshot, just open the notification bar and press the S capture toggle. From here you can take long screenshots, rectangular screenshots, even record the screen and take some funny screenshots. Next we have flashlight notification. Once you enable this toggle, every time you get a call or a message, LED light on the back flickers, giving you a visible indication. It will come in handy if your phone is in silent mode in a dark room. Next we have easy touch, which is like a floating bubble just like on an iPhone with some additional options. You can single tap it for additional options and we can also choose a custom action for double tap, like going back, going to home screen, pulling down the notification bar or taking a screenshot. It is exactly like the feature seen in the iPhone with limited features. Next we have eye protection mode. This feature is also called as night mode and reading mode in other phones. You can turn it on by using this toggle or from the notification toggles or based on a specific time. This mode protects your eyes at night by filtering blue light. Next we have gaming mode. Once you enable this particular feature for any particular game, you get additional options like putting the calls in the background, auto rejecting the calls, blocking all floating notifications, and disabling automatic Wi-Fi connection. Now if you play a lot of games and don't want to be interrupted, this particular feature is a lifesaver. Next we have Face Beauty for video call. Now this is kind of a unique feature that can be found only in the Oppo and Vivo phones. For some reason, if you want to use the beauty mode while using third-party video calling apps like WhatsApp, this phone allows you to do that. Next we have Super Power Saver mode. Once you enable this mode, all the applications will be killed and you will be given access to only 4 applications: Phone Dialer, Messenger, Contacts and Clock. And that's all you can do. but it will drastically improve the battery life. Let's say you're running really low on battery and don't want your phone to die, you just want to answer calls, simply enable this mode and your phone will last for hours. Next, we have an app lock built into the system. For the first time when you open it up, it'll ask you to set a password and then select the applications that you want to lock. Now the best thing about this phone is we can unlock the locked applications using the password or the fingerprint or even the facial recognition system. So most of the time, in good lighting conditions, you might never even see the lock screen if you have facial recognition on. Next, we have task timer. This feature is called as schedule power on and power off on other phones, and as the name suggests, it will allow you to power off and power on your phone at a specific time. Next, we have network management, where we can disable internet access to applications or Wi-Fi and mobile data. Normally, many people won't be using this feature, but if you're someone who wants absolute control over your phone, or maybe you don't want applications to access internet, say Clash of Clans, or maybe if you don't want others to use internet on your phone for a specific application, maybe playing a game, then you can disable internet access for that particular application. Next, we have wireless display. Using this feature, we can cast the screen of your phone to a smart TV or a Chromecast. I personally use this feature to cast the screen of my phone to my TV while watching a movie on Amazon Prime. Next, we have a floating video player. The stock video player that comes on this phone gives us the option to play video in a floating window. And this is how it looks. We can also swipe on the right side to increase the volume, swipe on the left side to increase the brightness, and swipe left or right to change the playback position. Next, we have background apps. By default, this phone is configured to kill all the applications running in the background after some time, but if you don't want some specific applications to be killed, say like WhatsApp or Facebook, you can whitelist them from this page. Next, we have AUTOSTART management. When you kill applications from the recent tabs page, some applications restart and run in the background. Apps like Facebook and WhatsApp might be important, but apps like Amazon, Flipkart, or even the UC browser need not run in the background. So from this page, you can block such applications from restarting in the background and thereby improving the battery life. Next, we have auto call recording. If you're someone like me who wants to record all the calls that they receive on your phone, we can do it on this phone. Just go to the phone dialer settings and we have the option for recording all the calls automatically. So guys, those were the best features. Now let's look at some important tips and tricks. Now when you first turn on this phone and try to play a video on YouTube, this is how it looks. You can see two black bars on either side, and if you try to do a pin gesture, it simply doesn't work. So to use any application in the full screen mode or to make YouTube videos go full screen, you need to do the following. First, go to settings, then select display settings, then select the last option, that's the third-party app display ratio, select YouTube and select full screen. Then switch. Now when you open YouTube, it'll restart, and when you play a video, it'll go full screen. So here's the preview. Now we can do the pin gesture to make the video go full screen. And now it looks more immersive. So you need to do the same for all the applications to use the full screen or to take complete advantage of this huge screen. I know it's a little annoying to turn it on for all these applications, but you need to do it for a more immersive experience. Next, I'll show you how to change the default applications on this phone. So for that, go to settings, then select more settings. Now then select applications. After that, select default app settings. Now from here, you can change your default browser, default home launcher, and so on. Now first thing you need to do is change the default browser to Google Chrome. Otherwise, every time you try to open a link, it will open in the Vivo's default browser, which isn't all that great. Now if you don't like the default home launcher that Vivo ships, then you can also install other third-party launchers like Nova Launcher and come over here, select home screen, and from here you need to select Nova Launcher. So basically from here you can change all the default applications for your phone. Next, I'll show you how to rearrange these navigation buttons. For that, go to settings, select system navigation, now select order and style. Now if you want the back button on the left side, you can select this option, and if you want to change the icons of these buttons, you can select any one of these. I personally like the second one. Now let me just go back to the default ones. Now if you want to do the same even for the navigation gestures, select navigation gestures, then select order. From here you can change the order. Now by default, if you swipe on the left side, you will see the control center, but if you want to change it to the right side, select the second option and swipe from the right side. So it is as simple as that. Next, I'll show you how to display the battery percentage and the network speed on the status bar. For that, go to Settings, select Status Bar and Notification. From here, you need to enable this toggle to show the battery percentage on the status bar. If you want to see the network speed, you need to enable this toggle. Because of the notch, we can't see the network speed directly on the status bar, but if you open the notification area, over here we can see the network speed. Now this phone also has OTG support, but to use an OTG pen drive, first you need to go to Settings, then select OTG and make sure you enable this toggle. If this toggle is disabled, your phone will not recognize the OTG pen drive. Now finally, if you want to change the display screen off time or the sleep time, go to Display Settings, select Auto Lock, and from here you can change the display sleep time. I would suggest you to go with 30 seconds or 1 minute at max. So guys, those were the best features and important tips and tricks for your Vivo X21. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It really helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video on this phone or any other phone out there, tweet out to us with the hashtag ASKGREEDYTECH on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.